Oh, I didn't see either. No, tell Metallica we're not gonna open for them. No. Oh, they want to open for us? No. Sorry, I'm on the phone. I can't do this. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name's Nate Rexinger, as you probably already knew that. Today we are going to be talking about all the different instruments that I own. I'm going to be showing you them, talking a little bit about them, what I use them for, so on and so forth. And we are going to start right off the bat with my good friend, Natalie. Natalie is a DW Design Series drum set. It's actually my 2.0 version. The first drum set I played on when I actually started playing out was a Pearl Soundcheck set, but I decided with a little bit of help, I was gonna bump up my drum set, and I love playing on my DW set. It's a 5-piece set with a matte black finish to it. It's got your basic 2 rack toms, a floor tom, bass, snare. And then I play on a 14-inch Sabian B8 hi-hat, a 16-inch Zildjian A custom crash, a 16-inch B8 Pro or Sabian B8 Pro Ozone crash, an 18-inch Zildjian K custom dark crash, and an 18-inch Zildjian ZBT crash ride. So I love this set. Honestly, I've used it for a little over a year now. I used it in recording my band's album Bad Habits, Good Intentions, which comes out on October 31st, Halloween for 2019. So I used it to track all the drums for that, and I think it's got a really nice sound to it. The way I have my heads tuned, it gives the floor tom's got a nice juicy beat to it, which I personally love. So that is my drum set that I used, and I love it. Every time. I'm just gonna let this whole thing run. I'm just gonna edit this. Next up is my good friend Adeline. Adeline is an Alesis, I don't know how to pronounce it, DG8 electronic keyboard. I actually got this a while back from my grandfather. He was selling it from his church. So I've been playing that ever since. It's broken right now, and I'm not a real fan of it, but it is super nice. It's got weighted keys. When I'm playing piano, I think weighted keys are like some of the most important things because it makes it so your fingers aren't going to slip, and it just makes it so it's a lot nicer to play. So Adeline's broken. We're going to try to get it fixed some point in time, but strongly recommend this keyboard. It's got a bunch of great like preset, I don't know if presets is the right word, but we'll say presets. You can sound like a choir, an orchestra, there's got different synths, different organs, and it's just, I mean, for an electronic keyboard, it's pretty nice. I like it. Up next, we have Tanya. This is Tanya. This is my first ever acoustic guitar. It is a Mitchell MD100. Perfect starter guitar. It's a really cheap guitar that it still produces a good sound. Slap a new set of strings on it to give it a little bit of a different tone based on what you're going for. I played this for years. It's got a little bit of a rough neck on it. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but for someone who's just learning how to play chords, you know, the basic G, D, E minor, C, strongly recommend this guitar. I've since not used it, but my only complaint is that it has a strap peg here but doesn't have one up at the top here, so you have to use a string strap, which is not my favorite thing to use. But other than that, great starter guitar. Up next we have Eleanor, and Eleanor is a Pyle Stratocaster. Not gonna lie, I don't like this guitar. I think it came as a starter pack with a tiny little practice amp and the guitar and the cables and the gig bag, and it did its job. But I think for a little bit more expensive, you could get a smaller amp that still works really well, and you could get a lower end Epiphone Les Paul or something for what's worth your money more than this was. This was a Christmas gift, and I played it for about a year and a half, 2 years, and I liked it. I never played out with it. I wasn't playing out at the time, I just practiced with it. But it's what I learned my bar chords on, and it's what I learned how to play more of an electric style guitar on. So not my favorite guitar by any means, but it does the job for a starter. I would much rather suggest an Epiphone Les Paul. One of the lower ones is about $120 instead. Up next we have a Ray. Ray is my Luna ukulele. Hang on, I gotta get more information on her. Ray is a Luna Uke TC Ma. It's a concert mahogany ukulele. And again, it's great for starters. It is not an electric acoustic, at least the one that I have. So if you're playing out, it's not exactly the greatest. Unless you're willing to sit down on a stool and have a mic down below for you. It does play really nicely, the neck is smooth, and it's an affordable ukulele. I actually got that because for a Christmas gift my parents got me a guitar case, but it didn't fit the guitar that I had. It was an electric case that was for I only had my acoustic at the time. So we took it back to Guitar Center, and instead of picking up a guitar case, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to learn how to play the ukulele. Again, it does its job. If you put some new strings on it, it'll give it a little bit of a warmer tone. If you get some thicker strings especially, it'll give it just like a more relaxing tone to it. But I've taken it to many a campfire, and it's been a hit. It's an easy instrument to play for the most part, for basics. So if you're looking to play the ukulele, I definitely suggest the Luna, and I would definitely suggest learning it over the winter so you can polish it up and be ready for the summer, so you can jam it out at the campfires. Alrighty, next on our list is probably my favorite so far, well, one of my favorites. This is Ethel. Ethel is a Epiphone Les Paul Studio Pro. It's got a beautiful finish to it with the blue wave to it. Your basic Les Paul, it's got your treble and your rhythm pickups, and then your volume and your tone knobs. Me and Ethel have been through thick and thin together. I've actually cracked the back of the neck here, just because I'm stupid and it fell over. Ethel has gotten me through plenty of gigs. I played out with Ethel for about 2 years, and it was just a beauty. I love the way it sounds. When it's paired with a good amp, it just gives that nice crunch for punk rock music, and depending on what some of your presets are, it'll also give you sort of a jazzy tone, not quite like a Telecaster by any means, but it is a beauty. Smooth neck to it. If you clean it every once in a while and make sure you're up to date with your strings, it lasts you a long time, and it's a gorgeous Les Paul. Ethel is my baby. Up next we have Xavier. Xavier is my first electric acoustic guitar. It is an Ibanez AEG-12II. I don't know, Roman numerals and everything, not my strong suit. But it is a beautiful electric acoustic guitar. This is what I use for my worship, so when I'm playing at my church on Friday nights or Sunday mornings for the kids. It's got a beautiful color to it. I love the way that it looks. It's very aesthetic. It's got your basic, your tuner built right into it. It's got a phase, and it's got your volume knob, and then you can control your bass, middle, and your treble. Nice little setup there. It's an accurate tuner. I know a lot of these guitars that have a tuner built in aren't always the greatest. It's a beautiful guitar. Once again, like a really smooth neck. You gotta be careful with what strings you put on it. I've gotten a couple sets of strings where when I put it on, it was just too twangy for me. But right now I've got a nice setup to where it's ready for a worship set, and Xavier is a beauty. Gets me through the mornings. Up next is my favorite guitar that I have. It's my newest guitar that I have, and I love it so much. This is a Yolanda. It is another Epiphone Les Paul. This one is a Custom Pro. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. I love the gold hardware on it. I love the black coloring to it. It's got your basic, treble and rhythm pickups, but then when you're down here in your tone knobs, if you want to mix it up a little bit, you can pop these up and it'll give you just a little bit of a different sound to it. So it's a lot to mess around with. It's got a beautiful noise to it. I've used this for 2 or 3 gigs now. I just got it about a month ago. I debuted this at the 2019 Skate to End Hate event with my dear friend Hannah's name, who took her life unfortunately, but this was a beautiful guitar to play on. I love the way it sounds. When paired with a nice amp, it'll just get you exactly where you want to go and exactly the noise you're looking for. Love it, love it. Strongly recommend this. It's a little bit on the more expensive side when it comes to an Epiphone Les Paul, especially for beginners, but once you start to build up and you're playing out more, this is definitely a reliable guitar to play on, so gotta love Yolanda. And last but certainly not least, we have my first bass guitar I ever got, which actually is my most recent purchase. Her name is Grace. It is an Ibanez TMB 100 in a soda pop blue. I love the body style to it. Something about it just gives it a nice look. I love the little sparkle to the soda pop blue. As far as the actual bass goes, it's a beginner bass. It cost me about $140 on Amazon. It's got some nice tone to it. I'm not a huge fan of the way that the knobs go. You have your volume knob, and then on the bottom of it is sort of like where you get your tone to it. So it takes a lot of messing around to try to get the sound that you're looking for, but once you get it, it's still a reliable bass. I use this again for my worship stuff, so when I'm playing Friday nights and they ask me to play bass, this is what I use. If you're looking to start out with a bass and this is you're looking for something that's not a little kid's bass, I definitely suggest the Ibanez TMB. Maybe save up a little bit more and go for one of the higher end ones, but if you're balling on a budget a little bit, I would definitely suggest the TMB 100. So that's really it. That's all I've got for today. I don't really have any negative things to say about most of my instruments. I love them. They've gotten me as far as I am as a musician. Love the way that most of them sound. And overall, it's personal preference. So I hope you learned something from what I have. And if you have some suggestions for me of things that I should buy, or you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below or message me on Instagram right there. Also, make sure that you subscribe to the Skate to End Hate, Dear Future Family Vlogs, which is the vlogs that I do, my personal vlogs, and my band Element 36. I will leave all of their links in the description below. Follow me on Instagram for some more fun stuff, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.